You're listening to the AfterBuzz TV Network, now the largest new media platform on the web, and your #1 source for after-show entertainment.
Very good, Keith Johnson.
The AfterBuzz Studios in Los Angeles, California. Presented by Maria Menounos and streaming live thanks to Akamai Technologies. This is AfterBuzz TV's Under the Gun After Show. We'll break down tonight's episode and get you all the latest news and gossip. And now, another post-game wrap-up show for your favorite TV show. It's AfterBuzz TV's Under the Gun After Show.
I'm so fancy.
All right. Got that little intro for Amanda. So we are doing the finale for Under the Gun. Woo! Yay! I'm so sad it's over, though. Sorry, I'm your host, Virginia Raina Dunn.
Hey guys, it's Emma Kay.
Hi, Amanda Fields here.
Michelle Uberest here.
Michelle, you didn't even tell us who made a special appearance. You were so good about keeping it under wraps. Because I was like, what? There you are.
It's probably I have $1 million disclaimer. I cannot pay that money.
Yeah.
You're not allowed to talk about it.
I got good at keeping secrets.
Oh.
Yeah, you did. All right, so we're just going to get right into it because we have a very special guest caller tonight. Nick Barrios, the mentor. Oh, wait. Well, no
one
spoilers.
of the mentors.
One of the mentors. No spoilers just yet. Sorry, guys. Okay, so they said they kind of recapped everybody. Asha had 1 win for the season. Sam had 2. Oscar had 3, and Shan also had 3. So they're at the Los Angeles Theater. That's where the finale is going to be. They have 3 days, 5 looks, $2,500, and they get 45 minutes to sketch. And Brian, do you remember what his name was? Brian Balbane? He's the corporate marketing manager for Lexus. He tells them that they're all going to get Lexuses to drive around so they can go back and forth to Mood. So they get to sketch. Did you guys have anything in particular that you guys remembered from that time while they were sketching or talking with their mentors?
How long did they get to sketch?
They got 45 minutes.
For 5 looks.
For 5 different looks. And so Sam said, he wanted to create something that was kind of like armor because, armor that falls apart. That's kind of like how he's been going because, he said he had this armor up while he was on the show. And, after the last week's revelation, it kind of, all got worn down. Asha said she wanted to make a modern Nefertiti look, and she had said she wanted a velvet gown. So I was really kind of excited to see what she was going to do with that. Shan was kind of undecided. He didn't really know where he was going to go with it. But that's kind of like Shan. He's always kind of like, I don't know what I'm going to do, but I'm going to do something. And then Oscar said he was definitely going to bring back the cape. But it was kind of like Nick was telling, he was like saying, yes, let's bring back Cuba. Let's, do this really glam, which is always what Oscar does. And so, that was kind of everything that they talked about their mentors while they were sketching.
I liked what Sam said about how he wanted to represent women's inner beauty and remember that we're beautiful on the inside. But as he was designing his collection, he said that also on the runway. Yeah,
no, Sam is just such a sweetheart. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I don't remember now.
I was just going to say, was there any specifics, like if you remember from the show going back, as far as like it having to do with women? Because it just seemed like everyone was like choosing that women, and Oscar's like, I love women, I want to empower them, and Sam's like, so everything was like about women, and I didn't really see people making it maybe about themselves.
Mm-hmm. I think Sam still did, and I actually really responded to that armor thing too, and I think, he created an awesome look for the superhero, but I think like he was struggling emotionally, and it didn't necessarily come through, and I think with this, he had enough time to process it like overnight from the challenge before.
Right.
That he like could interpret it and use it a little bit better, and I think it really showed through. And when he was giving his speech, like you don't see the like 10-minute speech that they get to give, but he really went on to say like how everyone has their own type of armor, and don't kind of judge other people based on what you think they, everyone you meet is struggling with something kind of thing, and it was really beautiful, and I thought it was awesome.
Well, that's very brave of Sam to go from having that experience in the last episode and then bringing that out to the forefront in front of the whole audience.
Yeah, and I think it really translated into fashion.
Yeah. I was just so shocked that they had such little time. Like, I mean, usually, they even said, usually they get such a long time to go home and, they really get to put their blood, sweat, and tears into these pieces. And then it's like, okay, you're only going to have 3 days to make a mini collection. Like, I mean, just putting a collection together in general or even conceptualizing what you want it to be, I mean, 3 days is like nothing.
Well, they were wrapping this up like a week before Christmas, I believe.
Yeah.
So they wanted to get it done.
Yeah, they needed to get it done. So after they sketched with the mentors, they went to Mood and they had 1 hour to shop. And, the thing that stood out to me the most there was when Sam kind of found that fabric that he made from his first look. And, I was like, oh my gosh, he's going to do something amazing with this because he just felt that really good connection with it. And then after that, we get surprise, the helpers come in.
Michelle comes back to help Asha along with her finale collection.
I loved her collection, but I think you really helped her step it up. Like, she didn't have to worry about the construction because I feel like you really put your hand on
Yeah,
her.
I was actually excited to work with her because she's super duper creative. And I think, like, I just wanted to be there and support her in that way, like, construction and, like, fabric-wise as much as I could so she could really shine through and, like, just show what she needed to show.
And the judges were noticing that the construction was so much
Yeah.
better and that Asha really evolved and she's shown the most improvement. And I was like, well, probably because Michelle helped her sew. But Asha has always had great ideas, but this was the best that they've been realized.
It was
But because she had the
executed.
time to focus on her designs and, what was going into it, and not having to think, how am I going to construct this? What am I going to do? So.
And that's usually the relationship of a designer and the pattern maker and
Yeah.
the sewer and all that kind of stuff.
So, okay, so I'm just going to say, so Blake was with Sham, Michelle, you were with Asha, Stephanie was with Shan, and Natalia was with Oscar. Now, was there, like, did they give you guys certain restrictions, like, you can't do this, you can't do that, or was it just like a free-for-all, like, help with anything you want?
It was kind of a free-for-all. They would, like, if they decided they wanted to go back to Mood, we'd have to step off the floor and stuff like that. But technically, they said, like, you can do whatever you want. Like, but, for me, I was like, I don't want to design anything. I don't want to, because if it was me, I would be like, I don't want someone stepping on my toes. This is, like, your moment, So I made sure, like, to definitely not, like, I'd be, like, suggest things, like, maybe this is not the best way to construct it or whatever, but I wanted it to be hers. And I don't know about the other, designers, but technically we could do anything.
Now, you said y'all had to step off. Did anybody do that? Because we didn't really see anything
Yeah, I was
like that.
gonna-
It was so
I mean,
quick.
it's like an hour, so you get like 40 minutes of footage that was for 3 days, and then a finale show. Like you don't get to see a lot, but I mean, it would be basically if your designer isn't working, you can't work.
But did any designers go
Okay.
back to Mood?
Yeah, they went back a couple times.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, how did they choose the designers coming back? Was it just the last eliminated designer from that team, or did
I don't know. They just called us and said, "You want to come back and help?" And we were all like, "Yes." And then, they had the button bag.
Oh, they did?
Yeah.
Oh, well,
Yeah.
that's interesting.
Yeah.
So now, when they called you guys back, hold on, I totally lost where I was going with that. I had a really good question. Okay, next, moving on. Sorry, I don't know where that went.
Did you get to help Asha pick out her fabric, or was
No.
that all her?
No, it was all her.
Okay.
We didn't get to go to Mood.
Okay, well, I will comment on the fabric later because I have other ideas about that.
Okay, so then after that happens, then we have all the families come in, which had been super emotional. So, they showed everybody having lunch. How long of the day was that?
I mean, it's a 20-hour day for 3 days in a row. It's the same as all the other work days. And then they're also bringing in your family, and that's after you had been working for 6 weeks straight with no sleep and no, it's like you're at your wit's end, and then your family comes in and everyone was just crying. It was so, like, we they dismissed the helpers, and we were kind of in the next room. We could hear, like, Sam, like, crying.
Oh.
Yeah, it was really, really emotional.
That's good. I like how all the families were really supportive of
Yeah.
the designers. It helped the designers go to the next
Definitely.
step and the next level to construct a collection. Some people, you could tell how it affected them.
Yeah.
The confidence that just was brought forward.
I agree completely.
Now, I know what I was going to ask. Now, when you went back, was it just like a different feeling? Like the pressure was off, you can kind of just have fun and relax a little bit, or did you feel pressure too?
Oh, we definitely felt pressure. Because, I think that we all kind of took it personally. We were like, we're helping this designer, and you feel it because you were in the competition. You're like, I could have been here, and you know what it means to that person. So it's like you want to do the best you can. You want to work as fast as you can. You know, you're still. It's a little different because it's like, well, it's not me anymore, but you know what that person went through.
Was it tough not to be a little jealous?
I mean, I don't think that we were jealous, but you're definitely kind of like sad a little bit. You're like, oh, we could have been here. This, you know, could be our experience. But I was glad to be there and share it with the people who were there.
You know, I definitely saw you helping Asha with her looks and the construction, and Blake with Sam and Stephanie a little bit, but I don't really see Natalia helping Oscar. Did you have any
she definitely
insight?
was. Like, this was like the most amazing thing because we all thought like Natalia paired with Oscar, that already happened one time and didn't work out so good. But no, it was cool because I think they both decided like we want to work together really well, and Oscar would like take her aside and be like, this is how you sew a boning, and he would be very like attentive, and she would listen, and she did like the best work ever.
Nice.
Wow. So Oscar
and
mentored Natalia.
Yeah, and I mean, she was sewing sequins, and like, I mean, it was. I think it's also because like when she was on the show, she kind of had that nervous energy, that pressure, and it was all gone because it was like, there's nothing at stake anymore, and she performed a lot better, I think.
So when you were in the workroom, who did you think y'all's biggest competition was?
We all thought Shan was going to take it.
Yeah.
All the helpers, because they would ask, us, and we'd be like, yeah, Shan's gonna, because we could see what he was doing, and it was like this distressed leather and like lace, and the lace was amazing. It was just like coming together really great.
I want to critique that collection when we get a chance.
Okay.
I keep wanting to jump ahead. I'm sorry. I'm just very excited.
Okay, so after the family comes in, then the mentors come in, and, they told Asha, or Mondo told Asha that her looks looked a little costumey, and I kind of agreed. Now, that was one other thing I was going to ask you, Michelle. When, as we were watching it, you said, that looks so different on TV. Like, what else was there anything else that looked really different, or was it kind of just everything looked different?
It was a little bit of everything, but I think the biggest thing was like Sam's fabric, like that silver weave he had. It looked totally different. I mean, it still looked good in real life, but just looked a lot darker and sparklier.
Yes.
On TV.
His like thicker fabric.
With the probably with the lighting and everything on the outfit.
And it made like the yellow pop a lot more. Yeah.
Okay.
So speaking of Asha's fabric, when I first saw it in the workroom, I thought it looked like old lady to me. I think it was just the striped fabric itself. The rest of it I liked.
The one that came into the tunic type of thing?
Yeah, I mean, I think once it was all done and put together and on the model, it looked a lot better. But just sitting there on the forum, I was like, oh no, Asha, why did you choose this striped monstrosity? The gold and the burgundy, I think burgundy is kind of tough to make look really young and fresh, and it has to do with the silhouette. And when you have that color, it's kind of like, it leans older for some reason.
I feel like it could be like the tapestry for like an armchair in my grandma's house.
Yes! That's exactly what I was thinking, yes. Or like a curtain.
Yeah.
I actually liked all the textures. The only thing that I didn't like from the showroom while watching was the glitter pants that Oscar had on. And I was like, really? Again?
That he was wearing?
They are.
No, when he showed it to the mentors when they came around. The glitter pants, the sparkly pants. And I was like, really? Another glittery, sparkly pants?
I liked those. And I thought it was cool that he like dropped the side seam so you could keep the pattern.
Yeah.
Because those models' legs are so skinny.
Well, I love what he said in the workroom, how he said he was making the collection with my whole soul. I just love that. He's like telling the models about it and like getting them excited for the finale. And I could tell all of the designers were really emotional, but I could feel his connection to the clothes,
Definitely.
Totally agree with you, Amanda.
Yes.
Okay, so also we had Sam, and, Mondo's first critique was that he thought it looked like The Legend of Zelda, which I could actually see because I love those video games. You can just put a little sword and a shield, and he's ready to go. But, Tim said it looks really fresh. And, then Sam went on to say how he's been told by all of his teachers that he should just go work for like a department store designer. And, Tim said, well, you can just go F yourself if that's what you think, which I thought was the best thing because I was like, oh, Tim Gunn, you did not just drop the F-bomb on TV.
Oh, yeah. He really, when it first showed that he said something with a bleep in it, like right before the commercial, I think we all were looking at each other like, what did he just say?
And to who, for what reason?
Exactly. I thought it was going to be something bad. Like,
He was fighting with someone, like telling a person to their face, go bleep yourself. But thank goodness.
I was worried for Sam because I was like, oh no, he's next. What did he do?
What did he do to Tim Gunn?
Exactly.
But, yes.
And then lastly, oh no, not lastly, but then we had Oscar, and he said he was designing like a caterpillar for a woman to come out and be a beautiful butterfly.
The transformation. Yes, yes. I like how he talks. I can't really do the accent, Oscar, but I love you. I love the way you talk. It's very charming. And
then Shan was just being trepidatious as normal. Like, I just feel bad for him because he was just, I feel like he was just tired at that point.
Mm-hmm.
That's what it came off to me, like, oh, I've been designing for days and now I have to make a collection.
Yeah. Like I've already been hiking and I have to hike back or something like that. Like he already went over the mountain once.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So
maybe he wasn't expecting it to be so challenging, but he really rose to the occasion.
Yeah, I really liked what he was doing. And and to me, while they were doing all of this in the workroom, I was really thinking Shan was going to win. Like the red lace and that jacket. Oh my gosh.
With the lace on the back of the jacket too.
In all fairness, his collection was awesome. It was amazing. But, we do know that it's not just one collection. It's your history, since you've been on the show, that plays a key and factor into the decision making. So we've seen him struggle a little bit. So that could have.
Speaking of that, I was happy to see that there were some fresh faces for the finale. I liked, of course, that Heidi Klum was there and Neil Patrick Harris, and I really liked what Neil Patrick Harris had to say. He really gave some good insight, I thought.
Can I just say, I loved Heidi's outfit.
Yes!
She looked ridiculous. I feel like, Amanda, you would really be able to pull that look off.
Oh, thank you. I was like in awe of her body. I was like, Heidi, whoa. Yeah, she's like, hey, look at me.
Well,
men
she's
out
getting
there.
ready for season 13.
Yeah, she's
Project
like
Runway.
Single, or is she dating someone new?
Amanda, you're supposed to be on News and Gossip.
I am, and I am failing with the Heidi gossip, but I just know that she's hot.
Yeah.
But everyone knows that, so that's not news.
Definitely.
Exactly. Okay, so let's just get right into it. Why don't you tell us about Sam? Emma?
Sam, I love the gray jacket and the pants that came out. His whole collection was just so fresh, but at the same time, you knew it was Sam. You knew his personality was coming out, even though, he did the gray and yellow dress. It was a simple dress, but at the same time, as Heidi said, it really stood out, and it was something that every girl would want to have just to have in their closet, because you would be able to wear that to just about anything, from the office to maybe the bar,
on
maybe
a date?
not the club, but
The only
you can still wear it out.
The only thing is, I felt like that was a really simple dress with this neon stripe just tacked onto it, like to try and make it more interesting. I just felt like it wasn't that exciting. The neon kind of made it more
but
doable.
It's more than just the neon. It's the pattern. It's the color. It's
The fit.
The fit, and
I don't
just
know. It wasn't my favorite, but I can hear what you're saying, and I respect that.
And I think there was also a
sometimes
little bit of a peek through of some sort. But he had, I feel like his collection was like a collection. Like he had a dress, he had a two-piece, like a top and a skirt. He had a resort dress.
He had little shorts.
Exactly. Like he really had a well thought out, rounded collection.
But he knows who his girl is.
He does know
definitely.
who his girl is.
And he had an outfit for maybe like the morning, the afternoon, the like mid PM, like 3 o'clock, and then like you're going out, dressed. So he had like everything to give a girl what they need to go out and to be a woman, which
However,
a lot of the other people were not able to do that. It was more of like just going out clothes. You weren't able to dress down, which I loved his the shorts, the
shorts,
the circle shorts.
With the shorts with the blue top was my favorite look.
I
have to
love
say.
the dress.
But I do love the dress, but I thought that particular print on that fabric, it looked like a bed sheet.
No.
No?
Are you kidding me? You're wearing something similar to that print.
No, but this is darker. This is a lot more black. That was on white, so it felt. Maybe that was just how it was moving. Maybe it just felt like I got it out of the dryer. I don't know. I think I was
I would
expecting
definitely
something
wear that
more.
dress. Sam, I want that dress.
I like it. I like the dress. I just felt like that specific fabric. It looked a little sheet-y.
Well, I think that's the type of fabric you need for that type of a dress. That free fall, flow type of feel. What do you think?
Yeah, Michelle.
I'm talking. I don't even design.
The dress for me is like, it's not my style, but like what I liked about Sam's collection is I feel like he stepped it up. He's used to doing that kind of easy, slouchy thing. And I feel like the jacket was my super favorite piece. I would totally wear that jacket and that pant. And I'm not his. Yeah, and I'm not his customer, so I think that was him reaching out to other people too. I think there was a widening of the customer base in this whole thing. Like, he stepped out of his comfort zone. There was only one circle skirt.
It was metallic this time.
I don't think he had done shorts before. I mean, I don't think, there was a lot of new things that I saw come from him.
the shorts and the first look, they really stood out to me.
Yeah.
It was all really good. I just don't know why. I had to mention that. It just reminded me of a sheet. It's still, it looks like a dress, however, that you could wear it like on vacation, like.
Yeah, like resort wear.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Like, I'm going to go to Huntington Beach and just hang out and have brunch.
But
That's
you're
what I
like
feel
the classy, you're the it girl that everyone's looking at. That's what you want. You don't want just something that people aren't going to look at you. Every girl puts on an outfit wanting to be the center of attention. So his collection
Emma, you are
did
right.
that for me.
And I think for
I think you have sold me on it a little bit more. You need to be his showroom person to like sell his collection, because I'm like,
want
okay,
commission.
I'll order 5.
I think prints are also very personal, so it's like if you don't like the print, you don't like the whole thing. But
Right.
someone else might like that print.
Yes,
But it's,
that's true. You're so right. Prints are personal.
Yeah.
Well, it offset, the rest of his collection that he had. So to throw one in there that was like, wow, with a lot of print was okay, because the rest of his collection was very simple but rich at the same time.
And it was a Sam print.
That's true. It was
Yes.
a Sam print.
Okay, so Amanda, why don't you go ahead and tell us about Shan?
Shan wanted to show us his version of Hard and Soft, the elegant lace with the rough edge leather, and I liked a lot of it. I liked that he included the lace leggings with the leather cutouts with the first look. At first I was looking at it like, what's going on? Is it a legging with a short? Is it a whole pant? Did you see it up close?
It was a whole pant that he
Okay.
pieced together.
I think everybody was looking at that. Like, you even saw the judges. They were like, what is going on down there?
But it was cool together.
Yeah.
And the first girl, she was just a very cool girl. That was like his like more rock and roll girl of the whole group. And then he had a long sleeve top that was a crop top, and it showed the girl's midriff, bare midriff, with a circle skirt. Then there was that red jumpsuit that was perhaps like a silk. No, I don't know what it was made from. Charmeuse?
I think it was. I feel like it was a Georgette or something.
I think
It's
so.
Georgette.
I loved that jumpsuit.
I loved when she turned around and you saw the lace on the back of the top half. That was really cute, because at first I was like, okay, that's cool. What are you doing, Shan? It didn't seem to go with the other pieces, and then she turned around and I was in love. The lace jacket with the black leather shorts came out next, and that jacket was like the softer, like ivory with gold lace, and it had the leather shorts underneath, and it was kind of a long blazer.
I feel like that one might not have transferred well on TV. I just wasn't loving it. It was the only thing that I was like,
I think it was the length,
It looked
maybe.
dated
It was a little bit too
bit.
long. And the, what do you call that? The,
Shoulder pads?
no, the skirt, the bottom of the skirt.
shorts,
it was,
yeah.
like when the composers like wear, what is that called?
Oh, like the tails.
Penguin,
Oh, okay, yeah, like the penguin tuxedo.
It was like a little bit too long for, to be with the shorts.
You're right, because when you have a jacket like that with a pair of shorts, you want to really see the shorts. And when it's covering it up, it looks like she forgot the second half of her outfit. Even though the shorts
Yeah.
were well done, I mean, it was really beautiful. It just, we lost the shorts with that
It was almost
jacket.
like a walk of shame. Like you needed, to grab. That's just what it makes me think of when you don't see the shorts.
Okay.
Sorry, but I loved it. I still love Shan. Like he was my number one go-to.
That was
Yeah.
It was just lost. Like
Maybe he should have put the jacket with something different, and he just mispaired it a little. Mm-hmm. And then he had the leather and red. Well, it was a red lace with nude underlay dress, sexy little dress, and then she had the leather jacket on top with that lace on the back, the black and nude lace on the back. I'm not describing it right. It's just so exciting. I
It
can't.
looked like
It's,
coral to me. Like that, I couldn't tell what kind of lace it was, but it looked like a really pretty coral.
Coral reef.
That's what the lace looked
I'm
like.
always amazed how he's able to work with leather because it's not really easy to work with. And to put a see-through design like on the back of a leather jacket is just amazing. We've seen him do like cutouts, we've seen him do other things, but that to me was taking it to the next level, and
that
it was amazing.
combination could have really gone slutty real quick, and he did not.
It depended on the leather. The leather was very light, and it looked like it was really flexible at the same time.
And the lacy parts were all in the right places to be still ladylike and not like, oh my God, what is she wearing?
It's proportion and it's a lot of things, and I think he really has an eye for that.
A very nice balance of all of that.
So Michelle, why don't you go ahead and tell us about Asha since you helped work on
Yeah.
all of it? And I think any minute now we should be having Nick call. So if he calls in, we'll.
Cool.
Yeah.
So the first piece was a jumpsuit. I was really excited to see another jumpsuit on the runway. It did kind of have like the 70s vibe, but I think it was like in a good way.
Yeah,
Yes,
it was beautiful.
Yeah. And she was kind of trying to mix this kind of like ethnic feel with like
Queen Nefertiti reincarnated.
in Harlem.
Yes.
Yeah. So I think she kind of got that. I think, she wanted to do like the turbans and everything. And like the styling kind of brought that out for me. The second look was a skirt with that print that you hate.
I like the top though. I like the top half of that.
And it was pieced together, and she used like a teal leather to trim everything, so you could see all the, all the little pieces and the shapes. Everything.
I didn't see the teal on TV. It didn't translate.
see
So
it
I think
That's
I got lost.
It was good.
Ooh, I wish I could have seen that up close.
Yeah. And then it was a gold leather top with like fins on the shoulder, the crop top.
Yeah, it looked like armor.
Yeah. Very.
Oh, and on the jumper, there was those really pretty detailing on the shoulders
glitter
too.
shoulders.
Yes.
Yes. It was good.
Yes.
But did it have shoulder pads, or was it just?
It was just a contrast fabric. It was kind
Okay.
of like a burnout velvet, but it had like some lurex in it and some.
It reminded me of Oscar, something he would have done, and the
Oh,
shoulder.
yeah.
But I would have liked to see shoulder pads in that, just because it kind of like slouched on the shoulders.
I
would
kind
have
of liked it that way because it was easy. You could throw it on. Like I wouldn't wear it with the shoulder pads because it would make me feel.
Well, it's more
Well,
of a
just
look
a
with the
little-
shoulder
yeah.
pads. It's
Yeah.
more of a statement like that. That
Yeah.
was more of a, well,
Casual.
I'm just cool in
Right.
my
Right,
jumpsuit.
like I'm a cool urban chick just
Right.
hanging out.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then we had a cocktail dress. This was like. It was like a black and gold twill, and the lurex was kind of woven into it. And she kind of did that signature thing where she drapes like the architectural neck on it with a little cutout.
And I
Are you
liked
talking about the-
it was like a Grecian kind of come across, like it came across
Are you talking
really
about
pretty.
the like silvery gold dress?
I thought this was a remake of what she had already done for the.
I thought
I
it
want
was
the
something she had
unconventional-
sketched. She had sketched it before, and I think it was.
No. I think I've seen
She
it
did
for the
something like that.
unconventional look for the models, the real models that was
The real women,
the
yeah.
real women that were brought in, and they had to design for them. She made that same green.
No, that one was the crisscross. It had the.
But
it was
kind of
it was
like-
similar
too-
fabric,
Yeah,
yeah.
it was like similar. It just
Yeah.
looked like
Well-
it was a remake of what she had already done.
To what you're saying, Emma, I just felt like I had seen that dress before, not even from Asha, but just in general. It just looked kind of,
Generic.
yeah, like a lot of designers have done a little dress like that. But that being said, I like the asymmetrical hem. I like that it had a little bit of the midriff showing, but just a hint, not as much as the last outfit. So at least it wasn't all about the midriff.
Right. It was a tasteful cutout.
Yes, a tasteful cutout.
And then she had this kind of tunic jacket out of that striped fabric and with the teal
The
trim on it.
kimono. Yes.
yeah.
Okay, so it had the teal trim. Was that like right in the front at
It
the
was all the
V-neck?
way around like this. so you
Okay,
could see
it read
And then-
black on TV.
Yeah, I didn't see
yeah.
that. The thing I noticed the most about this look was those diagonal
The
leggings.
spiral leggings.
Those were beautiful.
Amazing. I think
Did
the
you do that?
leggings.
I sewed them.
Woo! The leggings saved that look for me because it made the kimono look even better.
Yeah, because they were so slim.
Okay, I think we have a caller on the line. Hello, hello?
Hey, you're on the line.
Hello.
Hi!
Hi.
Nick Varios is on the line, everyone. How are you?
Good, good. Hi, everyone.
Hello.
Congratulations.
Total spoiler, everyone.
Hands up in the air.
So,
Thank you. Thank you. Yes. It's surreal because yeah, it's crazy. I have to say that Oscar and I have been talking about this the whole season. We never thought this would happen. As much as people on the web, talked about it but the whole season, the way that the judges were so mixed with their critiques and all of that we every judging we went in there, and I remember this distinctly. Oscar would hold my hand and he would be like, "Nick." That's my impression. Nick. Basically, he would be like, "This is it. This is it." And so I think, call us naive or humble or whatever. We never ever thought that we would win, that we would be in this situation, that we would be the winners. Almost every single judging, we just thought, okay, well, it was nice knowing y'all.
Well, Nick, how great.
And I have to say, you kind of noticed that. I know that, it seems as if I cried almost every single judging, and it was just because of the emotion, because of how both Oscar and I felt that we just weren't going to last another week, and so every time they would say, "Oscar, you're in," I got all Telemundo teary-eyed novella on everybody, and but I have to admit, even watching it, I'm like, she needs to stop crying.
well,
Awesome.
What challenge specifically did you feel the most emotional?
Oh God, that's a really good question. Gosh, I think that definitely the one where the teen challenge, and it was the Getty Museum, and my team won, and it was one of those things. After that, I had gone through some. A lot of sort of things where Tim thought I was too hands-on and I was helping my designers too much, and it was just negative, and I just felt very down. And so, and for once, I felt like, oh my gosh, I have something happy happen to me. So for me, that was very emotional, and I was very proud of everyone coming together and doing it for the team and winning it. Because even through that challenge, Oscar very much took over, and I don't know if they showed that necessarily in the episode, but he very much, wanted to be the team captain, as it were, because he just felt, I know how to sew, I know how to drape, I know how to do, let me just do this. And so he was very much like, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that, I'm going to do the reveal. The exit gown or dress, or and you guys do this, you guys do that, and so it was not looking good in terms of harmony. So I was very happy the following day to realize that they had sort of cleaned up their harmony act and gotten together and realized, let's do this for the team. So I was just so excited that we finally won. And it was very happy, but then of course it was that happiness was very short lived, because it was one of those scenes where basically it was like you know, you know, why did your team win? I remember watching the next day. I was very excited because, you know, my team finally won, and I remember going on Lifetime.com the following day and watching Tim's talk, and the whole video was him denigrating me and saying that I was a bad mentor, and I was not the reason. You know, I had nothing to do with their win. And I was like, wait a minute, this was supposed to be a celebratory time.
Aww. Well,
so it was a little depressing. I thought that Tim would say, you know, congratulations to Nick's team, congratulations, you know, blah 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 blah. But it was quite the opposite. It was like, Nick was such a bad mentor. Oh yes, but his team won. And I was like, okay.
Well, Nick, with that said, you know, it does take a great designer to recognize another designer. How did you end up choosing Oscar to be part of your team? What was it that attracted you?
Oh, that's a great question. I remember looking at his portfolio and being immediately drawn to him because, A, he's Latino, and I'm half Latino, so I thought, well, this is a kindred spirit. And I noticed a lot of gowns, and of course I'm a gown designer. But funny thing, my partner David, I let him peek into the portfolios of the designers, and he said, Nick, stay away from him. And I wondered why he would say that. And basically his theory was you should go to what you don't know. You know, that would be too easy and comfortable for you to mentor somebody who's very much in your vein. But I completely didn't listen to him, and I was just instantly drawn at the fact that what I did see was created impeccably. And I thought, you know, it might be a little too muchy, as I like to say. You know, there might be too much trim or too much embellishment, but I hope that as a mentor and somebody who's gone through this system and gone through judges and gone through, you know, I could edit him. And because obviously this is somebody who's like beyond talented. So that's really what drew me to him. I said, you know, I think that I, you know, that we could win together. And I felt that, you know, he just had such amazing talent and could be almost pliable. You know, I could say, listen, Oscar, you can do your Miami cha-cha gowns to your Miami clients, but for Rachel and Vanna and for Tim, you know, you can accommodate and do like haute couture chic. And he did.
Do you know if Oscar has any plans coming up to design for any of these people? If he's going to make something for Heidi?
Or maybe for you?
Yeah.
You know, I do not. I know that he has a big private clientele base in Florida. So that I know. And so, you know, I think that it probably will get bigger. You know, and I have to say that I absolutely loved Oscar. He was beyond a kindred spirit. I just felt such a mutual bond with him, and I was in awe of his hands and what he could do with his hands in terms of the creation that he could do. It's just one of those things that you know, he struggled so much and struggled to get to the United States from Cuba and all that he's gone through, that I think all of that is in his hands. And when I met his mom during the finale, I knew where it came from. He said that his gift that is in his fingers and how he sews so beautifully and quickly comes from his mom. And I love that because my mom is a big muse to me and a big inspiration. So, but yes, I'm sure that I know that Heidi was especially loved several of the stuff that he did in this collection. So I know that, you know, he might be doing something special for sure.
Now, Nick,
I know that him and I are doing something very special, but I can't really talk about it.
Ooh! Is it a collection, or is it just one outfit, or
no,
is it for a person?
You'll see. It might happen soon.
Can we get a sample sent?
There might be an announcement, and it might have something to do with benefit. That's all I can say.
Awesome.
Yay!
Well, congratulations, whatever it is. We're sure you guys will be amazing as you are on the show already.
Hey,
Oh, thank you again. Thank you so much for your support and for watching the show and being big fans. Thank you, Amanda. I love Miss Amanda. She is my muse, and I can't love her enough. But definitely, I just want to thank everybody. Like I said again, I'm so honored and humbled to have gone through it, and like I said, I never for a moment thought that this would happen, and I think that makes it better and nicer. And I'm especially humbled to be with Oscar, because it is about him, and he's such a gift. So
Now,
I'm very thankful that he was put in my path.
So Nick, was there ever, or when was there a moment that you were like, oh my gosh, we might actually win this Oscar, or was there not that moment?
Well, that's we never ever thought that during the whole season, for sure, and even until the finale. As you can see, the first judge who sort of spoke was Jen Raid, and she was, even though I worked with her, she's a good friend, she was very negative towards Oscar and his collection, and she said, you've done this, we've seen it, etc. And I remember my heart dropping, and then I remember not so much what Dana or Rachel said, but I don't think it was necessarily that nice. I didn't feel so good. I remember sort of being down, and I remember my T-zone getting sweatier and sweatier, and I thought, God, I'm in need of a blotter like right now. And then Heidi.
Yes.
Then Heidi spoke, and Heidi said, I don't know about y'all, but this is it. And that, all of a sudden, I got my blood back. and all of a sudden, when Neil Patrick Harris spoke, I thought, this might be it. But even to the last minute, we really didn't know, because there was sort of this air during the whole filming that it was all about Mondo and Anya. They were the cool kids. They were the favorites. They won All-Stars. They won. So I and it might have been, both Oscar and I might have done it to ourselves, but we just felt down, and we didn't feel we were at all the favorites to anybody. And so I just felt, they're going to give it to Mondo again, or they're going to give it to Anya again. And so even till the end, I just felt, c'est la vie. At least I got here, and I'm very proud to get here with Oscar. So, I wish I could say there was a moment where I felt, oh, we got this, y'all. But no, it didn't. It really didn't. And I'll give you a funny insight. At the end, 3 a.m., after the whole thing finished, we were in the alley of the theater, and I was sort of celebrating. I was calling my partner, and Jen Raid comes up to me. She goes, and I think I was just screaming with happiness. She goes, "What's wrong? What's wrong?" I said, "I just can't believe it. I just can't believe it." And God bless Jen Raid. She goes, "Can't believe what?" I said, "That we won, that Oscar won, that I'm, She goes, "Oh, honey, we knew this like after the second week."
Yes! I mean, that's what surprises me, because we made predictions in the studio, Amanda and myself, choosing you as the mentor that would win, and also Oscar. It was very apparent from the beginning, his talents.
God bless you. You guys have, you guys have like secret telepathy vision, because
no, we just see true talent.
Yes.
I think that
That's Michelle, by the way.
Yeah. Michelle's here. Michelle Uberes.
Nick, I think you didn't feel like you're a favorite or that Oscar was a favorite on set, but that was only, 12 designers and a couple of judges. Like, when Oscar's finale looks came out, he got the biggest applause out of that audience. Like, we were like, whoa. It was like overwhelming.
Yes, I do remember that, Michelle. No, you're right. I remember that, and that was one of those things that I remember turning to Oscar backstage and going, "Oh my God, they're liking it." I had that sort of Sally Field moment where it was like, they like me, they really like me, and I was nudging Oscar, and but again, they're not the judges, but at the same time, I felt, well, how could the judges not ignore the fact that a theater full, 700 people in the audience, like, without knowing any who, what, how, the designers, they were just emotionally drawn to that collection, not knowing anything. I thought, well, that if that could count for anything, at least we get like a special benefit or blow pro prize for like audience.
Yeah, fan favorite. Yeah.
Well, I think the judges
like audience
noticed.
favorite. But again, at the same time, and Michelle, you know that like the judges were so poker faced and so mixed with the reviews, and I don't know if somebody was feeding them into their ear to like, okay, don't be so obvious, but whatever it is, it works because humbly, both Oscar and I really had no idea, and the whole time I distinctly remember every single day Oscar just like, it's going to go to Mondo or Anya. We're not the favorites. So, and Oscar just kept saying, are you Nick, I will do what I can do. Are you Nick? Nick, I will do, I said, honey, you just keep doing what you're doing, and we'll see what happens. So, but yes, we did, it was a nice feeling to hear the audience reception, knowing that the audience didn't know anybody from Adam. They were just emotionally drawn to like, okay, those are pretty clothes, and they make women look really pretty. Let's clap,
So, Nick, which look in the finale collection was your favorite?
Oh, my gosh. Well, I love the end. I love the finale gown. That draped gown was just gorgeous, and I especially love that there was a coat added to it to make it a little more edgy and modern and directional. I thought that was, that was great. I did love the palazzo look with the beaded top. I was at first very hesitant. I remember Oscar telling me, Nick, I'm going to do a palazzo. And all I could think of was like, oh gosh, I could think of an older woman with a palazzo pant, but of course, leave it to Oscar to make it like couture and amazing. And that is, in fact, the minute where the audience started clapping. When that model came out in those black wraparound silk gazar palazzos and that beaded top, that's when the audience just went crazy. And I knew, I was like, okay, Oscar, you're the man. Like, that is it.
Nick,
but for me, I love that finale gown. I thought that gown alone was so gorgeous, well made. That whole collection, I mean, it's just 2 days. I think it should shame some Project Runway finalists who have 3 months to make a collection.
Yes.
And some of them barely finish. To know that somebody like Oscar did that in 2 days.
Wow.
So, I remember thinking, the regular Project Runway needs to rethink their whole, like, we're going to send you home for 3 months. No. It'd be like, listen, Oscar Lopez did a gorgeous collection in 2 days, so y'all need to stop.
Nick, with that said, I want to ask a couple of questions specifically about you and what you're planning on doing. Will there be a second season of Under the Gun after Project Runway airs? Will you be on the show? And if you are or are not, do you have any plans of hosting your own fashion show in the future and taking over Tim Gunn's position?
Oh God! Oh no! I would never think about taking Tim Gunn's position. But that's
on another show, not necessarily the same show.
Right. No, and it's funny you said that because I remember when Tim Gunn asked me to be on the show, he said, Nick, I've always told people that if something ever happened to me, I think I would name you as my replacement.
Oh my God!
See, because that's what I thought.
That is a big undertaking and very humbling and sweet of Tim Gunn to say that. Yeah. So I do not know if there will be a second season. I hope so. It'll be great. I would love to come back and see what happens. So we'll see if we come back after Project Runway season 13. I just found out that I probably will be involved with the casting of the next season of Project Runway. So watch out.
Yay!
Well, Nick, I think the reason that, like now that you said that about Tim, you know, I feel like maybe that's why he was harshest on you as a mentor, because, you know, he's really mentoring you to replace him in some sort of way. You know, Anya and Mondo kind of took the back burner, and he really focused on you, and, you know, he wanted to develop you as much as possible. And, you know, now that, you know, the cat's out of the bag, that you've won, what you know, how are you going to celebrate and tell the world?
I will celebrate with lots of my very, very good close friends, my family, as I call them, and with lots of food and lots of my Nick Cadillac margarita. So lots of food and lots of toasting for sure.
Are they doing anything at FITM for you?
Yes, they are. I'm sure that FITM is extremely excited. They're I think that they're beyond the moon. I in fact surprised them not too long ago, right when the show ended. They were watching at FITM, the president of FIDM, as well as some of the executives. I actually surprised them with a bottle of champagne and glasses. They had no idea.
Aww.
Right at the end, I walked in and they screamed. I was surprised there was no ambulance waiting for them. But the president of FIDM was beyond excited. She also had, you know, had no idea. She thought it would be somebody else, the way that the show had been edited and the way that they were showing it. So I'm surprised they're not organizing a ticker tape parade on Grand Avenue in downtown LA. I love them, and I have to say that part of the reason I was doing this, and hopefully the whole time I was thinking, God, I hope I do good. It's just to make my FITM, my FIDM family proud, not just my mom and dad, but you know, and my friends and family, but at the same time my FITM family, because, you know, it was filmed there, and as a spokesperson, as a former instructor at FIDM, I just felt, you know, I can't let them down. So when they announced both Oscar and myself as the winner, I was like, oh, thank God, at least I can show up to the FITM campus tomorrow. At least I can show up and don't have to look at very sad, down faces.
So when are we going to start seeing you, you know, join the team of Marie Claire?
Oh, hopefully soon. I'm very excited. I'm very, very excited. I have a collection, so I'm ready for the editorial and ready to give my Nick 2 cents on fashion. So for sure, I'm just so thankful. So thank you guys. Thank you. I have to go back and join the party for my friends to watch.
Thank you so much for taking the time out to talk to us.
Oh, thank you guys. Thank you very much.
We really appreciate it, Nick, and of course, this is Amanda talking. The feeling is mutual. I love you, and I'm just really proud of you, and we're just so excited.
Oh, Amanda, I love you so much. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, Michelle. Thank you so much.
I just want to say one thing really quick, and I think, like, out of the 3 mentors, I think Nick grew the most and got so far. Like, if you look at, you know, from the very first challenge to the end, I think that he got the most out of it as a mentor. And I just wanted to ask you, like, what specifically did you learn from your designers? Because I feel like I saw you go through such a metamorphosis, like, over the weeks.
No, that's great. The one thing I did learn is to sort of step back. You know, I thought for a moment, especially during the beginning when a lot of the designers weren't choosing me, I felt very down. I felt like I was back in high school, and I wanted to just yell at everybody and be like, "Do you know my resume?" You know, but I thought that maybe the fact that I've been an instructor, that maybe a lot of the designers didn't want to be taught or thought they would be taught. So what I did learn during this whole time at Under the Gun is just to sort of like scale back, listen to the designers, let them, you know, grow. And not sort of not let them think that they're being taught or being instructed, because that's really not what they want. But, you know, just mentor them. So, you know, it's one of those things, like, at my age, I feel like, I can't learn anything. I can't learn anything new. But I did learn that, you know, and I have to say that I did learn to sort of be patient. And I love to sort of grow with everybody else's talent, and that's why I love teaching, because I love to see young up-and-coming designers and see new design. That keeps my head and my heart healthy, in terms of just not being stuck in a box. So it's wonderful to have seen such wonderful talent and design skills or talent that might not be the same as mine. But that to me makes me grow. And when I go back into my studio and go back into my making collections, I learn a little bit from everybody that I can put into my collections, so I can still be fresh, as they say. So definitely it was a great experience for sure.
Well, thank you again so much, Nick. Enjoy your evening, and we're just so happy for you.
Bye.
Thank you, guys. Thank you.
Congratulations.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Okay, well, I guess that kind of wrapped it up. Cat's out of the bag. Nick and Oscar won.
Yes, and
Yay!
Amanda and Emma were right. They called it from like week 2.
And we finally got Nick on the show.
I know.
well, and Nick was talking about the palazzo pants. They were really different. I hadn't seen anything like that from Oscar before. I think that was really exciting to see. And he had done gowns, but that last gown was exciting.
That was like the show ender. That's what I like to see. Just like a fabulous gown, like, Valentino or, something just really pretty. But I'm a girly girl.
I think that's why a lot of the audience and everyone else appeals to his aesthetics, because it is more of like the girly girl, and you feel glamorous in his outfits versus some of the other designers are more dressed down and
like
more
ready to wear.
But as a woman, as a female, you just want to feel glamorous, and that's what his outfits do.
Yeah, when you compare like a ready to wear collection and then you have like this fabulous gown come down, it's kind of like, okay, the gown wins every time. You can't help it,
And I did like that he included the cape, and I liked how he included elements of what he had done before, because he could have done something really different, but, some pieces were new, but I liked that he included what he had done, because it was kind of a statement of, like, this is who I am, this is what I've done on Under the Gun, and, it's all wrapped up in a little bow.
I'm kind of sad that it's over.
I am too.
It was the best season of any kind of Project Runway related show in a while.
Yes, I was saying.
And we got Michelle.
Yes, Michelle, we're grateful that you could join our team.
I'm happy to be here.
Yeah, and it was just exciting to see Under the Gun, because it is like a fresh take on Project Runway, a really unique spin on the whole thing. And I thought all the designers on the show really had something to say. And they all had a unique voice.
And I think that they're kicking us out of here. So, Emma, where can we find you?
You guys can find me on Instagram and Twitter at RealEmmaK, and also check out my sense of fashion on EmmaK'sCloset.com.
You guys can find me, Amanda Fields, on Twitter and Instagram at The Runway Queen.
You can find me, Michelle Uberest, at Uberest on Twitter, and my website is michelleUberest.com.
And you can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Virginia Reina. Thank you guys for watching all season long. We hope we'll see you again sometime soon.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.
Thank you for watching AfterBuzz TV on YouTube. For more of your favorite after shows and interviews, subscribe to our channel here, and be sure to share your opinion on the episode in the comment section below here. We'd love to see what you guys are buzzing about. Thanks again. Buzz you later.